Hello, today I'm going to talk about Nuclear Throne, a 2D top-down action roguelike by Dutch indie studio Vlambeer. In it, you choose from a diverse cast of colourful mutants, with your goal be to kill everything until you find the titular throne or die trying. Along the way you'll unlock new characters, find new weapons, upgrade your character, and generally just kill a lot of things very quickly. The main reason Nuclear Throne is so compelling is because, fundamentally, the core gameplay loop is very simple. Your controls are movement, aiming, shooting, and using your chosen character's unique special ability. There are a host of different guns to pick up and upgrades to get, but fundamentally the game never changes from these three things. There isn't any time you fail because you forgot a situational move or had to process too much at once, and by paring down the gameplay to the essentials, Vlambeer were really able to polish the mechanics until they shine. The guns are loud and punchy, the bullets are large and flashy, the screen shakes with every shot, and your wave of destruction is memorialized by scattered props and persistent enemy corpses. Vlambeer pretty much write the rulebook on juicy games, and it really shows here with Nuclear Throne. Weapons are the meat of the game's variety, and with dozens of distinct weapons, each one can feel wildly different from the last. There's great variety here, from shovels and sawn-off shotguns to the more powerful guns like the super crossbow, which fires 5 bolts at once, or the double minigun, which as the name suggests, fires quite a lot of bullets in the enemy's general direction very quickly. Weapon drops also add a layer of progression to each run. As you start your run, the pool is limited, but as you go further and further, more weapons are added to the pool, incentivizing progression to get to see the crazier late-game weapons. The upgrade system is one of my favourite aspects, as it strikes a very fine balance between randomness and predictability. Every time the player levels up, they're given a choice to pick one of 4 random mutations. The choices here allow players to tailor their run and make on-the-fly decisions about what would help them the most. The pool is large enough to give good variety run by run, but small enough that it leaves a reasonable chance of finding the 1 or 2 mutations you really want for your run. The balance here is excellent. The game will never leave you with a bad build, but getting the perfect weapon and mutation pairings is rare enough that it still feels special, and adds a great tension to the rest of your run as you strive to make the most of it. After reaching level 10, the player is given a choice between one of 2 character-specific ultra mutations. These upgrades are related to characters' abilities and usually greatly affect gameplay. This gives the right kind of incentive for playing and progressing with different characters. More gameplay, more fun. Instead of rewarding you with trophies or achievements, it gives you new toys. Unlike similar roguelikes such as The Binding of Isaac, where after a level or 2 most characters feel indistinguishable, Nuclear Throne makes every character feel very distinct from one another by having a unique active ability and passive bonus that greatly shapes how they play from start to finish. To give an example, take Crystal and Melting. Crystal's active ability is a shield that can block nearly any type of damage for a few seconds at a time. This allows you to face enemies head-on in nearly any situation. Even as you're surrounded by bullets, you can stay relatively safe if you time your shield usage well. This encourages you to run face first into every engagement, and with her passive granting her extra HP, mistakes aren't as costly. Melting, on the other hand, starts with just 2 HP, meaning nearly every attack in the game will kill him in one hit. To compensate, his active explodes enemy corpses, which as well as damaging other enemies, destroys any nearby projectiles. This makes playing Melting much more tactical, as you approach each engagement cautiously, but with more raw power than any other character, he truly embodies the glass cannon archetype. While the differences here are stark enough, it's also important to see how each character evolves as the game progresses. As you learn what each upgrade can do, and how enemies and level layouts change in later levels, the game really opens up in how you can plan a type of attack for the crazier and crazier endgame. For instance, you might quickly realise Squishy Melting benefits a lot from carrying a melee weapon as backups, since they can destroy projectiles. However, it might take you a while to discover just how well his ability synergizes with the otherwise underwhelming upgrade Impact Crisps. This upgrade sends enemy corpses flying across the screen once killed, doing moderate damage to any enemies hit by it. However, with Melting, you are now essentially lobbing bombs across the screen, giving you even more ways of attacking from a safe distance, as well as setting off extremely entertaining room-clearing chain reactions. Another example is with YV. His active ability fires 2 bullets with twice the cooldown, which usually seems fairly mediocre given it doesn't really change your DPS at all. However, with the mutation Trigger Fingers, which reduces the reload time on kill, YV's high burst potential becomes hugely powerful. You can now chain kills extremely quickly, as long as you hit your shots, meaning expert players can run through levels barely slowing down at all. Discovering fun interactions like this adds a lot of fun and replayability. As you try out a new weapon or character, the gears start turning about how you can piece them together, and when a plan works out, it's very rewarding. It's the interplay between these systems that makes the gameplay so addictive. With so many unique characters, weapons, and upgrades, each one always feels fresh, while the core gameplay is consistent enough that you can truly master the systems with time. The systems promote synergies, both expected and unexpected. The high difficulty adds a real feeling of accomplishment to progressing further over time, whilst the gameplay remains fast-paced from the start, so that each new run doesn't feel like a slog. Given all that I've said, It's easy to recommend Nuclear Throne for fans of roguelikes, challenging action games, or just anyone who appreciates varied and inventive play.